the shade doesn't look too close to mine. What did I do? So I'm hoping that it's gonna go well because it does look a lot lighter. It looks the same shade as my concealer. So I hope it works out, guys, because if not, somebody's lying.
Let it marinate. It's another one. Say.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a video today on the new Fenty Beauty foundation. This one is the powder foundation. I'm really excited to try it because I'm getting lazy and in my head this should be easier than liquid. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. I washed my face. It's all hydrated. So I'm going to take my primer. Moving on to the brows, I'm going to be using this pencil, the Goof Proof brow pencil from Benefit, and I'm just going to use that to line up my brows. Nothing too extreme, just a little bit of lining up at the bottom. So I know I said I'm not going to be adding a little bit to the brows, but I will add a little bit of the Benefit 3D Brow Tones. Both of these products from Benefit are in the color 4, and I'm just using that to really help fill in the missing hair that I have in my brows. So we're finished with the brows. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer. The concealer that I'm going to be using today is the Born This Way, just because I do want to keep my face super hydrated because it's powder and I really don't know how it's going to come off. I'm really running away from the dry face over mattifying look. So I'm just going to be using the Born This Way in the color Chestnut to really highlight those areas. Use that under my eye. And then I'll use it a bit under just to shape my brows and my eyelid, just to hide my eyelids. And also just because we're going to be using powder foundation, I just want to conceal the areas that I am not sure of. The areas that might seem a little bit hard to cover. So I'm just taking my Sephora concealer brush, blend everything around. So my face is like all over the place because I had to conceal certain areas. Usually I don't even conceal areas anymore with my foundation. Really, I'm on the go all the time. I don't really have as much time as I did before. So you wouldn't really have to do all this. It's just I'm doing this only because we are doing powder foundation and I'm not too sure of the coverage. This side has less coverage, and then this side, you know, I had to play with it up. No, probably this side is, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'm just getting my face to be at a level of preparedness, is that a word, for the foundation. So now I'm going to move on with my color SABLE in my concealer, and I'm going to be using this to contour certain areas. And I'm doing this step as well before I do my powder foundation, just because it is powder and I feel like liquid should go under. I did see a review though that someone did apply liquid over the powder and it did look good. So hats off to them for doing that. I just, you know, I'm so clumsy and I make all these mistakes all the time. I said I would just play it safe. I don't know if I already mentioned this. It's really important about the brushes that you're using. So definitely invest in good brushes, guys. If ever you want to like get good makeup but not the brushes, I say for application wise and how it turns out, good brushes is definitely a part of that. So definitely you guys invest in some good brushes. I have been. Sometimes it sucks because it's like the brush price is like literally the price of the makeup. So it's like, do you want makeup that can wear all the time, or do you want the brush to apply the makeup that it could look beat? So you guys have to really choose wisely, or just buy both if you're like, you know, super rich or you just want to put it on your credit card. It's not the best advice, but you know. So I did want to try a new brush that I got as well. I got the 56 brush from Sephora. It is a smaller brush and I just thought it would be good for concealer, so I'm just going to try that to see how that works for blending. So originally it's supposed to be for like foundation, but I said for the size I would like to try it for blending, and I'm happy I did because it is blending nicely. So I'm loving how everything is looking. We didn't apply the actual powder foundation yet, but the skin is looking good, and this is what I want to do before applying the foundation. I want some good skin under there, some good glowing skin. So before moving on to my powders, I'm just gonna move on to my blush. I got this blush, you guys won't believe it how long. I got this blush in, it's probably gonna be a year, guys, in about like last April, because I did want to do a whole review on blushes for dark skinned women and just really good blushes in general. So I did buy this and I didn't try it as yet. So today's gonna be the first time. I didn't get to that video yet. I will be doing it soon when I have the time. Hopefully next video, we'll see. But so I have some blushes I have not tried yet. So I have this one in the color, this one is the Fenty Beauty one, and I have it in the color DAIQUIRI Dip. So I'm going to be trying this now only because it is cream. I don't want to put it on top of the foundation. I'm just going to take my blush brush. I don't want to apply too much because I don't know how strong. Oh yeah, that's nice. I didn't even put a lot and I could see it already. That's nice. Do you guys see that? So I might apply just a little bit more because I'm gonna have the powder foundation everywhere, and I'm afraid if it doesn't show underneath. So that's a nice blush color. So my blush is down. I'm gonna go now with my powder. I'm gonna be going with my Laura Mercier for under my eye, and this is in the translucent color. I'm going to be using my sponge and just setting under my eye and most of the areas that I did conceal. So the eyeshadow I'm going to be using today is the Morphe, and this is it right here. And I'm just going to be sticking to the browns and nothing crazy because, like I said, this video, it's just to really focus on the powder foundation. Alright, to me it is perfect. I hope you guys are liking this. We didn't get into the foundation yet, but we will get into the foundation. Now I will not put any liner. I'm just gonna go straight in with some lashes. So my lashes are on. I'm just gonna clean off the rest of my powder, and then I'm gonna move on to the star of the show. Finally, we're gonna be moving on to the powder foundation. I'm super excited. And I hope you guys are excited too. This is what it looks like. The shade doesn't look too close to mine. What did I do? So I'm hoping that it's gonna go well because it does look a lot lighter. It looks the same shade as my concealer. So I hope it works out, guys, because if not, somebody's lying. The color I got in this was 420, as you guys can see. Are you guys ready? I'm excited. So wish me good luck. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I just put too much. Okay, so let's see. Okay, color wise, it definitely matches my actual color. So I'm happy that I went with 420 and not 430 or 440. So color wise, it goes. That is nice. Okay, so are you guys seeing the color? This is actually looking pretty nice, and I feel like I don't need that. Like, I'm gonna keep building, but just that alone for me stepping out quickly, going outside, that would be enough for me. But I'm just gonna keep building and see how much more coverage I can get. So that looks pretty nice. I'll show you guys the other side. That's with nothing. So that is looking pretty nice. All right, so this is now the other side. Like, I just feel like, who is she? Like, who am I? Like, So I probably don't need this much powder, but it just feels so good. It feels so good. I'm so used to using this brush for liquid foundation that I'm just really appreciating how it feels with just powder. It feels so good. All right, so this is how everything is looking. It's been 3 hours. The funniest thing happened. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. And I was gonna say like throw away the whole video, but I said I'll at least give you guys an update on how it's looking. I want to talk about what's happening here. I do feel like I'm getting a nice glow from it. However, because I have nothing underneath, I do feel like my laugh lines are a bit darker than the usual, just because I have no like usually in between I would have some cracking, but it wouldn't be like my skin that's just under it. I would have like foundation in the creases. I don't know if it makes any sense. If you wear makeup, you probably get me. If you don't, then it is what it is. But for me, I feel like those areas are showing a little bit darker because it's just powder that's like separating, and it's not getting into the cracks. It's just like nothing there. That's fine. This is why we're gonna touch it up. To touch it up, I am gonna be using the sponge from the foundation, and I'm using the sponge just because on a regular day, if you're outside, this is probably what you're gonna use. And I think it's like a really cute concept with the sponge because it's like, you know, you don't want to bring your makeup everywhere you go. If you're at a club, if you're like on vacation and you just quickly want to like spruce it up, having this, a little sponge on the go is a good idea. All right, so I just did it right there on my laugh line again. And this is what, such a nice glow. So beautiful. So just touching that up. So on a regular day, that would be it. I'd be on the go. That's all I need. Just a little touch up. I'm done. A little lip gloss, lipstick, finish. But because I didn't get to record the other parts with you guys, I'm just gonna show you guys me touching up the rest of my face with the bronzer as well as the highlighter. So this is the bronzer in MOCHA MAMI. And I'm just gonna take my bronzer brush and just nice up that. And then I'm gonna go in with my brush for my highlighter, and I'm gonna go into the color Afternoon Snack from Rihanna's Fenty Beauty as well, her highlighter. And this one comes with Mo Honey. I just like the way Afternoon Snack comes off, and it's the champagne one out of the two. Just gonna put that. So this is the final look after touching it up just a bit. I'm loving how everything is looking. I love how easy it is to touch it all up. What I suggest is I would highly suggest it. Another thing, keep in mind, is to go a color down, a shade down. I would have been 430 or 440 and I had to get 420. So yes, it does look a lot lighter in person. It didn't look like my color, but on the skin it does, and that's just because of your natural oils or even like your primers, your moisturizer, it will darken the powder a bit. I strongly suggest, you know, going a shade lighter. So yeah, so that's the review. Thank you guys so much for coming to my page and watching it and spending your time with me. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, as well as leave a comment down below if you guys have any other questions. I wish you guys would have seen it when it was done right away, but that's fine. It's still, for me, like, is worth showing you guys after 3 hours how amazing this looks. So take care, guys, and stay beautiful.